Welcome back to Arkansas Bigfoot, everybody. We wanted to take a minute while we were out here to look at some of these limb designs that we've been finding. Um, Last week, this one in front of me had the other log up against the tree in the form of an X, and we had been coming through the path through here, and it looks like something is just shaking every tree in this 30-foot radius and just knocked all the limbs down to where we would have to use the trail off to the right that would go under this little tree arch that we had normally been coming through this way, where it's now a debris field of limbs, and it seems to be the only spot that is exactly like that. So we've been finding a lot of Y's, a lot of X's, a lot of them that look kind of reminiscent of like a Union Jack, a X with a line through it. Some of it looks really close in resemblance to the ancient rune symbols. I'm gonna break out the book and look up the definitions and meanings of those and compare them with some of the designs that we've been finding back here. Maybe it's a form of communication. What's some of the other things that you've been noticing?
Mostly a lot of small limb.
That are kind of
what you're talking about.
kind of arranged.
That's the way they look. Some are X's, some are A's, some are Y's, or they confirmed the DNA testing on these, and what they found thus far, although a lot of it hasn't been released yet, is that they are more of a modern man. They found the human DNA, I believe, through the mother's side. It was the father they couldn't source. And with that being said, I think it warrants being open-minded to not only their intelligence, but the fact that there may be so much more to them than what we give them credit for, as far as dimensional ability, as far as language, as far as intention and their ability to read intention. I have no doubt in my mind that they do read intention. And if someone's out there with a rifle and ready to shoot them in the chest, it's probably not going to be a good day. I don't know that habituation is the answer, but thus far, when we have not left food, we have not been met with anger.
I think that moan that we heard last night after the rock clacking was more of a disappointment that we didn't have anything when we came out.
Yeah, we just stepped by.
We made a quick trip to come back here and look to see if anything had been disturbed, and caught the sound of that, and
I would love to sit and be able to watch that tree. Unfortunately, I have not yet found a spot where we would not be detected.
You know, something you were just saying about the DNA, and it reminded me of something I was trying to remember in the episode The Trees Have Eyes, when we were talking about the mounds, and there was something about the mounds that was just on the tip of my brain that I couldn't recall. But the mounds were burial sites of giants
The big
all
ones, yes.
all over the United States and North America and different parts of the world. They have found these giant skeletons that are, you know, anywhere from 8 to 20 foot tall. And I don't know if that particular mound is anything like that we walked across, but that's what I was trying to remember, those mounds. And they don't talk about that a whole lot in the modern day and age. Back in the 1800s and early 1900s, it was almost a weekly report in every newspaper where somebody came across another mound that had skeletons that were, you know, 3 times the size of a normal person. Some of them, they said the skulls were so big you could put a bushel of corn in the skull.
Yeah. Upper leg bone was as tall as our man now.
Yeah, the leg bone would be as tall as a average 5'8", 5'9" person today.
And some articles allude to the fact that they're men, and then there are others that would not commit to that. And you know what they found, whether that was skull structure. So maybe they are finding some of the skeletons of these creatures. Maybe they're the ancient giants.
You know, everybody's quick to agree and confirm that huge dinosaurs were on the earth millions of years ago, but if it comes close to resemblance of a human, they want to brush it under the rug or say it doesn't exist, it's a myth, it's your imagination. But when they have found time and time again these giant skeletons, how do we know if they're ancestor of, you know, what we know as Bigfoot today, or if they're a race of the Nephilim giants from ancient times? But, you know, that's a mystery that's beyond my pay grade, so it's just something else to explore and consider and look into. But as far as these stick glyphs that we've been finding, it seems to be, you know, a lot more prevalent around the spots where we leave the apples and stuff. Out here in the walkway between the two places, you find the tree bins and normal tree litter and stuff like that. But, you know, in places where they know that we're going to notice, it seems like they've left quite a few more. So maybe that is a language of sorts.
Maybe it represents medicine. Maybe it represents where to go, where not to go. Something territorial for themselves to know what their space is. What is that up here? In front of you?
No.
It's got a stick sticking out in the middle.
Yeah. It is.
Oh wow. Have not seen it.
Okay, so we have a big, huge scrape of sorts with a stick in the middle.
It's not a deer scrape. They always
No.
scrape by a tree.
That's not a deer scrape, and there's no hoof prints anywhere around it. Just like
I said, I feel like this path was kind of created because they wanted us to see different things, or wanted. It's only a feeling. There's no way to describe where those feelings source from. If they're thoughts that are implanted, who knows? But here we've got something new and different.
that's on pretty hard ground, hard-packed ground right there. It's almost like something took 2 feet and scraped away and then stuck a stick in the middle of it. Almost looks like the shape of a butterfly.
Wish I knew the X or butterfly
Or X, yeah. But if it wasn't a mystery, we wouldn't enjoy it as much. If everybody knew everything that they thought there was to know about something, then it becomes boring and it doesn't matter anymore.
Something else I've noticed is it seems like these main trails keep getting wider. So I'm sure for their own convenience and quietness, they probably remove what might be in their way, but it just strikes me odd how much bigger these spaces between trees seem to get.
One of the things Rachel was pointing out to me last night, watching the videos on the regular TV screen, she was pointing out a lot of what they look like in different spots are like holographic faces. You can see eyes.
Holographic curtain.
You can see eyes and nose and mouth, faces. It's like
between trees, even on the trees themselves. When we first met this woods, it felt very, for lack of a better word, enchanted, and I felt the need to ask for permission just to come into it, and it was just very much a feeling of watch where you're walking, and I mean, just not your usual experience in a set of woods like this. But shortly after was when we started experiencing all of the other with Sasquatch, and I don't know what we were feeling initially. If it was them, if it was something different.
And we've hunted large game all across the United States and all the way from the boundary waters up in Canada, bear hunting all the way out west and down south and to the east coast. But this particular spot has got a energy to it, a feel about it that is totally different than any other woods that I've stepped into. I don't know what else to tell you, to explain it. It's just got its own vibration to it. Well, guys, I hope you enjoy coming along with us on these outings, and hit the like button, the subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications if you want to catch the next one. I think we're going to leave some apples here, and then we're going to get on down the trail. Thanks.